For centuries, wealth depended on natural resources: gold, coal, oil. Whoever controlled them often controlled economic power. Today, another resource has quietly taken their place. You cannot touch it. You cannot store it inside a warehouse. You cannot transport it with cargo ships. Yet every second, companies around the world compete to collect more of it. Every search, every purchase, every message, every click, every location, every interaction creates something invisible, something that grows continuously, something that never stops flowing: data. Most people think data is simply information, but information alone has little value. The real value appears when information begins revealing patterns, and patterns can predict the future. The industrial economy extracted value from the earth. Factories transformed raw materials into products. Products generated revenue. Revenue built empires. The digital economy follows a different process. It begins with information. Every interaction becomes a signal. Every signal becomes data. Every piece of data becomes another opportunity to understand behavior. Not tomorrow, today. Modern businesses no longer observe markets once a month. They observe them every second. Customer preferences evolve continuously. Demand changes continuously. Behavior changes continuously. And companies capable of learning faster begin making better decisions. The resource itself is invisible, but the advantage it creates is impossible to ignore. Collecting information has never been the final objective. Understanding it is. Raw data is silent. By itself, it explains nothing. But when millions of observations begin connecting, patterns emerge, habits appear, opportunities become visible, risks become measurable, predictions become possible. This is the hidden transformation. Data stops being information and becomes intelligence. The companies leading the digital economy rarely compete to own the most information. They compete to extract the most insight, because insight changes decisions, and decisions shape the future. The most valuable companies no longer improve their products through intuition alone. They improve them through continuous learning. Every customer interaction creates information. That information enters the system. The system analyzes patterns. Those patterns improve recommendations. Automation becomes smarter. The customer experience becomes better. A better experience attracts more users. More users generate more data. More data improves intelligence. The cycle repeats, quietly, automatically, relentlessly. This is not simply data collection. It is an economic engine. Every interaction strengthens the next interaction. Every improvement increases future improvements. The business is no longer powered only by people. It is powered by learning systems. That is the hidden architecture. Data compounds, and every cycle makes the system more intelligent than the one before. Data becomes valuable only when it begins improving decisions. A spreadsheet does not create wealth. A database does not create advantage. Even massive amounts of information remain passive until intelligence begins extracting patterns. That is where modern businesses quietly separate themselves. They no longer ask, how much data do we own? They ask, how much can our systems learn? Every transaction becomes feedback. Every customer interaction becomes another lesson.
every search becomes another signal. Every recommendation becomes another experiment. The system continuously observes, continuously compares, continuously improves. Over time, the business begins making better decisions automatically, not because people became smarter, but because the architecture became smarter. This is the intelligence engine, a system where every new interaction increases future accuracy, every improvement strengthens future performance, and every cycle quietly compounds competitive advantage. The company is no longer accumulating information, it is accumulating intelligence.
Imagine two companies entering the same market. Both launch similar products. Both hire talented people. Both invest similar amounts of money. At the beginning, they appear almost identical. But one company learns from every customer interaction. The other relies mainly on periodic reports. One adopts daily. The other adopts quarterly. One improves continuously. The other improves occasionally. After several years, their products no longer resemble each other. The difference was never the original technology. The difference was learning speed. Because in the digital economy, the fastest learner often becomes the strongest competitor. Data shortens feedback loops. Shorter feedback loops accelerate improvement. Faster improvement creates better experiences. Better experiences attract more users, and more users generate even more data. The cycle repeats, quietly, relentlessly, until catching up becomes extraordinarily difficult. This is why modern competition is no longer just about innovation. It is about continuous adaptation. The business that learns faster compounds faster.
The greatest misconception of the digital economy is believing data itself creates value. It doesn't. Data is memory. Memory allows learning. Learning improves judgment. Judgment produces better decisions, and better decisions create better businesses. This is the hidden architecture behind modern intelligence. Companies are no longer simply storing information. They are building organizational memory, a memory that never sleeps, never forgets, never stops learning. Every interaction becomes another experience. Every experience strengthens the system. Every lesson improves tomorrow. This is why data has become one of the most valuable strategic assets in the modern economy. Not because it replaces human intelligence, but because it continuously expands it.
Throughout history, wealth favored those who controlled scarce resources: land, gold, factories, oil. But the digital economy introduced a different advantage: learning. The companies defining the future are not necessarily those with the largest offices or the largest workforce. They are the companies that improve every single day. Every customer interaction becomes another lesson. Every lesson becomes another improvement. Every improvement strengthens the system, quietly, automatically, continuously. This is why data should never be viewed as the final destination. It is the beginning, the raw material from which intelligence is engineered. The objective is not to collect more information. The objective is to build systems capable of learning faster than the competition. Because information eventually becomes outdated, but a system that continuously learns continues creating value. That is where modern competitive advantage truly begins. Not inside the database, but inside the architecture that transforms information into better decisions. Many of today's most successful digital companies accelerate this process using scalable cloud infrastructure, production-ready software frameworks, automation platforms, and AI-ready architectures rather than building every component from scratch. If you're exploring how these modern systems are engineered, you'll find additional resources in the description below. If you want to explore more about AI, automation, digital infrastructure, business architecture, and the hidden systems shaping modern wealth, subscribe to ASUTSEN and comment below. If your business could learn from every customer, what decisions would become smarter 1 year from now?
The next generation of great companies may not be defined by the products they sell. They may be defined by how quickly they learn. Every interaction, every signal, every decision quietly improves the system. The future belongs to organizations that transform information into intelligence, intelligence into automation, automation into infrastructure, and infrastructure into lasting economic value. Because in the modern economy, data is not the destination, learning is. And the businesses that learn continuously will continue shaping the future. This is ASUTSEN, architecting wealth, automating future.